This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. Of course, today is the day the Blackstars of Ghana Ebesia Kain against Panama. Ewo Canada, Toronto. Enyasem kitwa. Na coach Carlos Kiros or the Nsembi Atuga Enyasem kitwa chese enenyumre said ye tiebiano ampaya ebedwa 11 p.m. Ghana time. Nkunimdie ebetimi aba edi ama the Blasters of Ghana enyasem ketwa na nsɛm coach Carlos Keros etimi edi atudwa no Ghana fo nyina enya rehemu sɛ na nwumre sɛde tie bia no nkunimdie ebeba na nsɛm dodo amanfo ebisa sɛ goalkeeper ben ene begina atenanum edi ama Ghana abra yesi akan edi atia Panama. Is it going to be Benjamin Asare of House of Oak anase Atizigi Lawrence Atizigi and better goal post no more. Yenji bre na yenti nsɛm coach Carlos Keros etimi edia tuja edia fasa ansɛm ni nyina ho na yenso yenche ya adwen.
Omo Mazraoui who played for Manchester United from Bayern Munich and Man United, though more consistently, but at the biggest stage of football he had been there. Omo one of the best goalkeepers in the tournament, Yassine Bonu, who has won the Europa Cup and now playing the Saudi Pro League in Port. And the good thing for them is say after missing out Roman Zies and Nayafa Guel quickly, and almost far inside your because inside your patrons are France from Fano. Inside your spending the time with West Ham United and about Fulham. And on fact, raid of Crystal Palace Babeshe and the midfield Canus and Sabali no say go no. At the AFCON he was their number 10. No El Nesri, no Al Karabi, or more striker beer. So they played just to make sure say they will contain the ball and they will run at the Brazil back line. And over here Casemiro, though he scored 9 goals for Manchester United, but the reality is say, and if players will be forgetting their primary duty on the field of play because of statistics. And because the centre back will be was go 5, was go 6. They are not but the primary work of Casemiro is to make sure say or best stabilize the back line, stay deep and come who are big players that style. Look at Ibrahim Diaz. People know prepare. It's also about for Real Madrid. Yeah. The way he splitted the 2 centre backs and Brazil they were the best centre back in the competition. The quite of us to be so Morocco is 7th on the FIFA ranking. Brazil is 6th on the FIFA ranking. Morocco but the last semi-finals of the World Cup, yeah. Brazil bought the quarter-final team. But Kwame, what follow tournament from 2006 Ebano. A dear back and meetings performing at the tournament. And not just the individuals, but the collective play. And as Argentina will not win the World Cup with Tagliafico, Nae Molina, Otamendi and Cristiano Romero. But so share tournament now. France and Argentina bro be also in terms of the collective play. And for me, I don't know I magic. See Morocco, the only year they are coming. I know because Ancelotti is using the group stage for the blend just to make sure so being the partner or the bedroom at the knockout stages. I know because they played against a team very consistent and they've shown say at the World Cup or more Tunisia and Africa the first win at the AFCON. But all per country are coming Morocco for the record. The first African country qualified from group stage echoed the knockout stage of the competition at the World Cup in Morocco in 1986. Into our record, no my and almost the first African country
to qualify
to the semi-finals
of the World Cup.
So, if it is the World Cup, it is Morocco. Egypt, all the kind of football Egypt are doing now since 1934. BC, the Egypt team winning game at the World Cup.
Okay.
World Cup I may enjoy, and I hope that the games in the Barcelona.
Messi start now now machino. For bear 5 World Cups or so, I work on when you start visa.
David Onyabi. And as I'm kind of say, if we ask Obia and Sidi Namisi Bomo. Because I share Messi first part of the international career and our brew. And then now I am minimum.
Yeah.
Messi first game at the World Cup was the game against Saudi Arabia in 2006. And over she go. We just say let's start picking and then about World Cup no. Opias on starting went it because no recall me more or Savula more or Crespo more into no use Messi. In 2010, look at the level of embarrassment to almost South Africa. In 2014, after taking an ordinary team to the final, Shede Gonzalo Pizita he go and here. in 2018 we acquired France the Obufaso and look at the embarrassment to Nyane back to back against Chile. Messi retired. And I think the 2018 World Cup, World Cup in the year Eka Enzo Perez was the only player flight in Argentina for the Argentina of Obi Janeko baby Obobo because Jade the crew on no Muntini. But come in, the last World Cup, this is not the Messi that will pick ball, take 2, 3, 4 players. No, I say goose. But look at Messi at the last World Cup. Look at how he was celebrated in the final.
Yeah.
Now, come in. Time will be an say Jana Dumno. Messi say, league no one the crowd relegation in the crowd, more hat trick. But Shekwan or Faso, a day, Algeria for an Faso. But Africa for an Crabby should be where Ronaldo the Ghana 4-year record at the World Cup. Mbappe the Senegal 4-year record. Messi into the Algeria 4-year record. Africa ain't yet ready.
Africa is not ready. Biggie. So far at Zayn World Cup.
I think the World Cup here, it comes with everything. You can't everything. It is about the bars. Bars in the dancing are the surprises, and then the expectancies. Again, I will share the free game. From the opening ceremony, I share of Mexico. It had everything. It was a beautiful ceremony. Performance and it was good. Aside that, we had an African brother. Benabo also performing on the day, and Okani in album now to TB Freeman. Everything was okay. Maybe I call on point. After that first game of the World Cup, and then he first able to live up to the expectations. There was an African brother, but for whatever various reasons, Obia decided to want support because on one case and maybe a while, hey, acting on the free Africa into Obia in and almost all the Africans aside on only Chrome for supporting Mexico. How the host nation. Eventually, Mexico game in the Shafi and the performance was okay. The SSO Moye, Quine SSO Mofaso. Na Nema Koye de Mexico no, Omofaso, Emma Nema Concayan so de Maomo. There were players being in their squad who expected some best to pay up their game, no matter back to the party na Nema Koye de Amomo. Kinoni, Julian, yes, one of those players who follow Saudi Arabia Pro League now. Maybe a chairman can make Saudi Arabia the way they know bobo. But since Cristiano Ronaldo moved there been a lot of attention. Players be decided to also be joining the trail. No matter performing or Koye, the more conkind. In the just ended season, I was Saudi Pro League in Mono. The more conkind to the extent on the top scorer. I was Saudi Pro League in games are or boy, goals are or share. Bibia Koye the man. If you play in a league with Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, Ivan Toney, these players, Sadio Mane, nearby league, the baby now are top scorer there. A Chelsea, they now more than city. Or the South from the World Cup, the first game, ever World Cup, the Nonya go, Edema, Mexico. Another story, and a catchy attention. Almost striker, and on to see a kind Jimenez, Edema Wolves.
Yeah,
he got a goal, and Nonya go, no, also. Now, okay, kind near man, our share stories anymore. Tanko, the NTB be so at the world stage.
I was asking myself, how? What's
yes. Adamo because striker there. What you go? Yes. But there is significance in the teenage goal. Somewhere 2020, a Premier League game in November, and only David Lewis a call for an air ball. And a David Lewis a head in it.
Okay.
What's it toy? I brand to me on to a game in the be. Now you're doing the amount of to me regain full fitness. No,
okay.
The doctors told him to mobile and surgery. Now surgery no mobile and be taking a miracle to survive. Into almost surgery ni we are. A bit to me about brand into me see a kind be surviving power. Eventually, Yanko Poya after the surgery he survived. After that surgery, yeah, Baba bought World Cup. The last World Cup they played, or World Cup will be in 2022. But getting goals, getting minutes, now a problem with the amano. But eventually, finally, you will still World Cup in Chrome. Now about the first game in front of your fans. Now what you go World Cup it was one significant thing brand at that age. Now all sides were kind of papa were free because the papa free in March.
Okay.
Before the World Cup. Okay. So just imagine saying Kabina now papa or obi our brother once na ujina mama Mexico or mo Chrome e den papa beba stadium. It took us a feeling ni na bomu a e be ma brand and ra ho no so. And the first game of the tournament, came with a lot of memories and discussions. And that kind of buzz, I'll be here when it comes to the World Cup. It doesn't need a lot of promotion. Or be attention also. And we anything concerning football or even sport, I'll be anywhere or baba
because World Cup air koso.
Yeah.
If you want to be games in be and you surprises the ade Morocco and the Brazil game, you know. Me feel say it was one of the surprises with no disrespect to any of these sides. But now Oshe Carlo Ancelotti, a brand of team no. Brazil national team no. Now we'll be with the team for a couple of days and as a month and I import air traffic. But Oshe football, I did acquire the results about consistency. Consistency with the technical team, consistency in the playing body. Carlo Ancelotti and Yasa at with the playing body no. Morocco on the other hand, we talk about Morocco say all performing very well in the 2022 World Cup. But the woman say 100 days to this particular World Cup and omu coach Walid Wegragi eje adwuma to wo say ontimi nyebium. Ontimi nyebium no. Why na ba be fa adwuma na ba? No ba be boa ya ma adwuma na konkan. And omu ko under 23 no omu ko fa awabi. And then ba so omu na me so team ni no onya adwuma na mfa ma omu. Eventually. So consistency now obenya with the technical team any playing body to be able to perform at major tournaments, you know, Brazil will be at the chain Morocco national team, you know. Aside that, when we talk about experience, Carlo Ancelotti will wise our potential in advert. Obianim when it comes to coaching. Minim the own Carlo Ancelotti. But Wabi, our Morocco national team, the coach, you know. Why him no? Who knows him? It's the consistency in the performance, but unibi. When we talk about experience, at the top level, experience in the cry, there is experience and there is top level experience.
Okay.
Experience no only been Ancelotti. When it comes to top level experience, cry the own man. Now Kwako faces such a manager. Aside that, team na Kitomo, there were players almost starters. In 2022 World Cup, no money available biem and no in concordant chain. Team na Nkasampona work kita for the past 100 days. You know. There are other players almost starting on my film. So you have to fill in with other players. What is the guarantees on member of the performance? So to put up a team against Brazil, now about this kind of football, other players are any more. Normal performing very well at the amount. Now when you draw against Brazil, because when we talk about the World Cup, it is Brazil. On no World Cup World Cup here boy. Said you about Champions League Madrid din about terminal. You bought World Cup na Brazil. Aside that, Brazil only on my bought a lot of games at the World Cup. The last one he played against Morocco, I'm an 115. Brazil, Croatia, on my were winning a lot of matches at the World Cup, 74 matches. It's a World Cup now. World Cup near Brazil, and until the Brazilian supporters, Brazilian nationals, no matter how poor they see their team to be, they still feel like because tournaments there. Now, against such a team, now at least we me pick 1 point in there. For me, I think it was good. Aside that, I expected what tournament has always been revelations. Why na you know?
Yeah.
Why na you no baba bobo amaya bonabaso? Make Morocco. The young man, 18-year-old, are you
old?
Yes.
He's the talk of town now. They'll be a bonity.
Oh, be a kind of awesome. And Udi Sankumu, we are near me at the Arsenal. Since Thomas Partey left, Zubimendi by Omoto Christian Norgard, Eddie Free Brentford. But these two players, Zubimendi and Ebo, but filling in the shoes for Thomas Partey perfectly, about a problem. Arsenal, Escouté, Ayub Boadi, Equa Quadano, Lil Sobaja 70 million, Arsenal so bet 60 million, almost anything less than 70. But if you look at the performance of Quadane, but dying, so the boy in the midfield who faces Casemiro, in the midfield who faces Bruno Guimaraes. In the midfield, I'll face Lucas Paquetá. Now, but dominates our midfield way over just Brazilians. A honor obi edin ho nkomo.
So the fee never say akostro.
Fee na say increase, and that is one thing about the World Cup. O performance I'll be dying, you know.
Yeah.
Ebe pejama we ase hu.
Okay.
And also betimi abre wase. Am obi hu. World Cup now has been a platform for a lot of players. The Ginaso, and they elevated their careers into a different levels. Okay. Cape goalkeeper Oseeeeeeey has been another revelation.
Yeah. Before
this World Cup, he's been with the Cape Verdean team. He's the most capped player for the Cape Verdean team.
Oh, okay.
What bomb matches baby in the Amomo. But before this World Cup, why not name him? Why they didn't home?
Nobody.
He had one opportunity against Spain. Against Spain,
world-class performance.
And after 24 hours, Nipana and Nipan Nimu only no. About the talk of the town.
Yeah.
And none my your friend our guarantee interview because on the back of World Cup born home against Spain. He's old, 40 years old, but he's been a revelation at this particular World Cup or this particular tournament. If you're looking up for revelations, talking about revelations, okay, there are players like that. If you say World Cup in there,
but
everything's surrounded it.
Yeah, sure. So African teams are so far about Senegal, South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Cape Verde, what does it say about African football?
So far, performance is bad, but then as expected.
Okay.
One of the teams who more disappointed me now was Senegal.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, Mejitum say France were quality team, no doubt about that. Their front four, make us the best front four in the world.
Okay.
Olise, Kylian Mbappe, Osman Dembele, Desire Doué. The best front four in the world until we share or more. But if you are looking at how Senegal played in the first half, especially now, African continent and so. Senegal and Morocco. If I share no ball, I mean, feel say Senegal had the best team on the African continent. If you having the best team on the African continent, now we call World Cup against France. Now first half, we be put up this kind of performance. Now me expect it's a second half number that bad.
Okay.
I'm not disappointed me kaka. Right. But World Cup for Africa, it has always been like that. Nti ohon ma ba kokko quarter final ba kwa ni e say bomb pie say wan na betimi akọ quarter final bi ma akọ ka no Morocco ko semi final yi sisi aba be yem paibo say wan na be the next African team be ko semi final, but there are other countries World Cup na o konimpo ye chance ye man bonus from semi final. Nti a chess levels room difference room, and it is not for Africa tango
Mate biggie me that say ave yem refie na yentuebo, and also one of African brothers will also be playing DR Congo. Dr. Congo to be born but focus on the academy, the chances of the Blackstars, any group any Panama and a 11 p.m. pepe and so the kind Edia Tuja Amamono a train no ewo KNUST Franco Mewa I want a net train no ewo
a free fight junction
a fair way to cross
yes
Leanderville Hostel.
Yeah,
Leanderville Hostel. I want to now you be show all the 3 matches from 5 p.m.
From 5 p.m.
Yes.
So from 5 p.m.
From 5 p.m.
Because he said by 1:30 a.m.
And you go so show matches or Leanderville.
Okay.
Until be Amra Free Junction.
No, yeah, Free
and then so they will be predict and win.
Oh, fine. Predict and win.
Reporter Mensah say the winner will get home appliance.
Oh, fine.
Home appliance be for their bar. The winner will also get that. They will be here and say, Obeto one loss in ginger like now Otoya Odo watch predict and win one no win in Suanuenya. You predict Ghana's match as a say. My member back to Andy. Franco they say Andy Blackstars Cap no banner. You woke up.
The name I did you work up.
Are they machine gun negoje? And then you put me 9922 11 year old.
The channel in Africa, I call 96 years. I do work up. The 11 year old. And I'm one.
This year, dear.
It take 87 years and South Africa eating about semi-finals of the World Cup. Yeah, Africa, yes. Egypt for me so more 92 years. I'm winning a game at the World Cup. 92 years so I'm winning a game at the World Cup. In the World Cup, no. If it is about the World Cup, it is Morocco. Kwame Mayengo Dada Obia immediately. And then did not count this. World Cup now, but this is the 23rd time, right? From 1930 Uruguay, we see the 8 countries spend Ajo. 8 countries spend Ajo. The only country no be expensive or GB and no one year waje. Hey, Spain. Netherlands for about finals 3 times or in the World Cup and Africa. Kwame. Argentina J almost second one. It take you almost 36 years and then almost GB.
Okay.
Germany for J 1990 no. It take you almost 24 years and then almost almost fourth one. Brazil G 1970 no take you almost 24 years and then almost GB. Brazil G 2002 we are in 2006 24 years in Brazil nibi. Inti World Cup na aye born enye agura kwam enye bayra abrewadwo inti no kra ne say ye betimi akokọ so offset. They said the 2006 no, but we don't have what it takes to win the World Cup. Quality, team experience, consistency, collective play. Na yenyi neti eni ebusa one be dai pom cry be. You But countries no budget World Cup no. We busa our baby keeper this year. Countries no budget World Cup. We busa our baby this year. But let's say in about 18 hours to the Ghana game. Yeah, here you know be any Ghana goalkeeper.
Okay. Now let's look into the match. Any Panama. So Panama they at least.
Kwame, me know you adwin say Panama dey. Oh, call World Cup. Now when you want to be Panama, not just when you want to talk about World Cup.
You have no business there.
Yes, but the truth is that yeah, more dear no so it drew one. Now, let me take you back in our previous tournament. Now here your performance. Kwame say offer AFCON since 2019. 2019 you kwa near Equatorial Guinea, Benin, and your Cameroon in the group. 3 matches now born you win one pay. And you able Tunisia the run of 16 almost share. So 4 matches you win one. If you only about the next AFCON, you about the next AFCON near Morocco, Gabon, Comoros in the group. You win back okra. Inti 7 matches one you win here. And you back Cape Verde, Mozambique, and then Egypt. And also 3 matches no. Ya win back okra. Inti offer AFCON your last 10 matches you win one. Yanko World Cup. Oko World Cup in 2014 World Cup near USA, Germany, Portugal. 3 matches yan win back okra. Yama 2018 ya ba 2022. 3 matches ya win one. Into offer your last 6 matches at the World Cup ya win one pay. Into in all 16 matches in a tournament for Ghana ya win 2 games. Into ya chiro say your performance when it comes to tournament I have then of them. Now we are no free wa. Kwame time you call World Cup na you call boy ye homa obi agi ye tum hu se ya de no. Ne ye wo niema bia na oman no omo kobo no bebre. E bia ne nu omo kura na ye ben omo. Number 1. So hwe olelegu a okodai wo sa tournament na. At least atizigi pair the last performance of the maye or the World Cup onu olele. But the exposure and the experience, no, at least on your bad. But Kwame, until the last game against Wales, no one and they would GDO a jet muso on a beating about a 5 or World Cup. No one would GDO or Jerome Muso beating about a 5 at the World Cup. Now I've been sending you to 100 o'clock of friend no news on the games. Gideon Mensah for all these years, we still don't see him as an established left back. In the absence of Thomas Partey, may assure say coach ebeko for calibre nti na ebia or the kwasizibu apeno. So that will be the midfield. But Kwame, so we are going to have a first pair. You quite test your center backs no. Your first time you test your 2 center backs no. Hey, last game. Your midfield pair no. If you are not careful, you better test the first midfield pair at the World Cup.
You have more match be a competitive match be a
be. Inti maya sem no kan yedi. Na a game of football and we are not playing against Tima or we experience baby so far as the competition here concerned because over Panama 2018 on by no more Tunisia, Belgium, England in the group on man survival. And in this group you won't survive. Into your man survival. But Oshe from that time the baby sin now. Oma lift to omu game no. And that's Oma lift to omu game na baby na quality baby. I don't think say Panama for no what Niyama type of player in their team. Omu ni Semenyo in their team. They don't have players Obobo they don't have Thomas Partey will not be participating. Omu ni sa players na Omobo e tough flight in Europe ni bi. But for collective play, yeah Thomas Christiansen adwuma oba ya for collective play and when a chance ahwe omo games ni bia. Kwame, omo ba South Africa. Omo ball South Africa no omo South Africa ball draw. Omo ye no omo South Africa ball bio. Omo say South Africa by 2-1. I watched them against Brazil. Na ohwe omo team na omo bo 3 back. 3 back no omo bo. Inti goalkeeper Orlando Mosquera and them. Omo wo Fidel Escobar. Omo wo the likes of Blackman. Omo wo Giovanni Ramos. And omo wo Cordoba. Inti out of the 4 omo timi choose mo 3. And omo Ami Moreno from the right side. Omo Andre Andrade or sometimes omo timi bo Gutierrez from the left side. midfield no Karankila apprentice, so you will not be available. Until more Annibal Gode in midfield, and they have a certain guy called Carlos Heavy. Kwame, and then Jose Luis Rodriguez from the right, and so and then Ismail Diaz. These are the guys from ball with drive, ball with power, and ball with high intensity. Until they also answer Kwame. I also answer here because tournament na year kono. Se won't mean Panama England for Jawi or Mason when you na kwakuti ano dabi. Croatia for now but finals and semi-final in the last tournament. Into your match na ye kobo nyina your match we. So we need to make sure say you best stay 100% concentration. You be determined, you be committed, you be disciplined. The only hope I have in this Blasters is the coach.
Yeah, last one doesn't mean when in some way you kakra.
No, Kwame, tournament na ye kona A B and ne game we through aye kwa kugina chiri.
Yeah.
Nti the who ye no. Ni England Croatia match na replica against Wales no. Aye kwa kugina chiri.
Ye
ni obi e de ne kwa kugina ni mu.
Aye boy no to be come no.
Croatia. And Kwame, one problem back on say in the last 6 games you win be. Nti team the confidence level the wofem. But this is a top-class coach who has seen it also far as the game is concerned. So he knows how to side these guys and he knows how to put these guys at the rightful position. And I hope Semenyo come to the party because on no Ellen Holland Kylian Mbappe. I want to believe Senegal for them. I know will be anymore. In Castor and this is for them, especially in the first half. Yeah. So we are counting on Semenyo and coming. The year some year 7 year day and say. Semenyo na ye nyina ye se kana asem no the performance in the
Blackstars just enough.
But this is the biggest stage of football and we expect him to step up. If there will be any magic it will come from Carlos Cruz and I hope say guys no enyina aka bom no decide to secure the 3 maximum points now. It is not beyond them because Panama team in there Kwame.
Scoreline be anywhere.
Menya 2-1 BM then Kenya bad
for Ghana.
Your defense in there Kwame obi knock your doors na kakra bi na
obese
na yentimi big man you for player na no Bullies United yentimi take Daniel James yentimi take Daniel James until we need to be careful and why not America for no more there back titi omo so grow omo game ma mo nya skillful players apart from physique no and omo so ha yenso ade ayempe no Korea for school no omo dey call the last World Cup yempe until we mono almost ball with high intensity, almost ball with physique and almost skill. But I want to believe that with the stage, with the experience again, and then with the experienced coach I want, for me that gives us that the advantage.
Okay, Andy, me that say, Biggie, Blackstars,
Panama and Ghana.
Yeah.
If you are comparing these two teams in terms of experience at the World Cup level. Panama and main Ghana or baby, that's for a fact. Panama second time over World Cup in here. But the first time they qualified, Panama 3 matches over group in the or conceded 11 goals.
I prepping boys.
Yes. Tunisia sharing 2-1, England sharing 6-1, Belgium sharing 3-0. Or both our matches in the way, you know. None of Nigerian the goals are watching our tournament anymore. Until we are tournament in the anytime a Panama share go no. And found when 6 now wash a woman. On our general World Cup because in the first time no.
I should go.
But the one who be done and Anyama we see anyone. But after someone who be done there, so what science work move people expect a different performance. It's a Panama World Cup now Orban will lose 6. No shall one go. The people of Panama are not going to be happy like they jubilated the last time. It may assure some more tournament with different expectations. Blackstars feel say we are in a group of Croatia, England, see a better 3 points be because we have 3 points are able to qualify because third place for never qualify. No? Looking at other groups' performances, Obetimia go through. And the Blackstars feel say your points be a better. I be able the next stage of the competition and see a free Panama. Panama so why any calculation who's going to be England, going to be Croatia. It is on also points to be Obegia. If you will be able to be the no one the best performance ever at the World Cup. On also target Ghana. And I know the man come on you no. My rain fee. Say you didn't come on here book Cape Verde abaso. Cape Verde in the first tournament ni. When it comes to the tournament experience or World Cup, Cape Verde ni be in Panama.
Yeah.
It is Panama for them to be to me draw solid. from the Cape Verde performance. So Cape Verde important me against Spain.
Not Ghana.
Spain and the modern was lower quality chain Blackstars. Now how much more Ghana?
If it across here, but this is our second time.
The second time. Obi on any first time. It's over Cape Verde about on 4-2 trim. Say Cape Verde me have been so baby I wish Cape Verde no about Bisiano. And I know my game near thing. Then again. So we are Ghana near Ghanaian footballers and to share SSL Picky BB from the Cape Verde performance. Say Cape Verde to me in the same vein against Spain. Put yourself in the shoes of the Cape Verdeans. Why can't you do it against Panama? In terms of quality. Osha Blackstars team now, one of our worst teams at the World Cup, if not the worst. Because World Cups are marked 2006, 2010, 2014, 2022. Empani is your Otuado team in Emreno. That Otuado team. Mimi feels I was stronger than this Blackstars team. This is our worst team ever at the World Cup stage. It is a worst team ever near. But the woman say, "Young for Panama players and young compare player for player." The only department I may player, the Blackstars player, your goalkeeping department, Mosquera. He was consistent in the Saudi Pro League for half a year. Almost game be on boy throughout the season beyond the die. Almost number one goalkeeper, no. It's that position. May you know that the other Ghanaian goalkeepers, but me you only free one man on the field of play. I'm found players I am say player for player. Me who Panama so bro Blackstars so. Debbie Panama ni semenyo with the team anymore. Debbie Panama nya Inaki Williams score best start game bia dia momo. But Blackstars here to da. Of course. But your team is here. Looking at Inaki Williams' performance in the just ended season, and then the performance our Blackstars Okabomwa, menya show say game nimpo bia no best started. And the unfounded Blackstars team they are a bit depleted. Unfounded the West Blackstars team are they call World Cup. They don't have the quality. Panama and I brought the Blackstars there so players necessary your margining. So more quack fight for the badge. Eddie Ghana. No man represent your money well. Nipa back more than 30 million. And a war mine we move. And you move 26. Some kwana munkonko jina ya nemu. Na munkwana munkonko jina ya nemu. And ya soja form more danger and among your kwako. Debbie. Panama and their countries, African countries in Libya, you know. You excuses all. You Morocco ne Brazil. You Cape Verde Spain. You de Totonwa. You excuse Bia. Only Panama. Obia Kwakobo Spain. Okita Rodri. Okita Pedri. No matter who was played at the bench, no matter who is not fit and who is not available, the Spanish national team quality, as they say, team overpower Cape Verde. But players today, your margin so more representing Crophobia of fear. And no more man no macro. Into mobile concording no major results they are more. Football ne toda ye passive we are system ne tactics cry near Juma. Coach catch us and ye bobo through the wings. Near your cross said your master striker. What you will be our park and to Udru byline nice that's how you cross or striker and you are theater. Obey your cross and
now that from
it's your hormone system in the tactics now near Juma. That is where the individual brilliance and individual quality comes in. It's a total body a passive system bien or tactics bien or and Manantian and Konomon quadra resource and from Magana. You know Munyas in Biaka.
So obvious scoreline.
Scoreline they mean to be fun to that. No cry about Cope.
It means you are not certain.
I'm not certain. That is why I said
and yes, sure, last day we near against Panama.
Certain.
Of all the facts out there, may just say the best a year obey year on goalkeeping.
Yes.
Apart from that, from the beer, and we are far better than them.
Of course.
Can't we beat them?
Still now, I mean, just certain because Blackstars of one mammy that confidence. I'm gonna say some of the mammy. The entity if you say Kevin Spain, you can watch in with the Spain question because Spain has given us reasons to believe in them
or prove it time and again.
Yes, by a Blackstars that is an Ansiana.
Debbie.
Now, the Cassie goalkeeping department and they be number one. I won't be more.
Yeah,
and yeah, no go. Number 2, no men. Ali do say do this and I nim the obo. Left back and Babani Gideon, you nim the obo. Central defense pair na Edibo Wilson. And yet the Blackstars central defense pair. Eti ene you nim the obo. Midfield no Thomas Step ateni ho. Zibo, Yirenchi, Elisha Owusu. Obi any position, you nim the obo. Eti Blackstars team no. Ababa 7 positions. You nim omo started. Na me dey gidie wo team we mu so go say.
Kapi di bagara. Ebeire. Well, 11 p.m. You miss ya. And finally, Diana Odebe Chato.
Well, Kwame, I'm expecting say guys will be give you more best because countries no more born, I'm give you more best. But we say the Africans started here as the last 2 matches in your crowd. We had the 3, we had the 2, and okay, more Africa for next year now. Is it we are meeting the weakest team? Okay, more Africa for next year. Na Kwame, me say World Cup and say see a beko yenim. Na intiminate Panama dia. Then we should just prepare for the 3 games. It's a must win for Ghana. The players should go all out because Kwame, a jar Hurricane money Anthony Gordon must on him recall be too. Say intimi we modia and ye bayre. Until the guys should go all out and make sure say they will make Ghana proud.
Like a first 3 points in the Yajiwa. So we share England and said, okay, and you go to
it. Not there, and here the meme kind of poem, because could not 18 boss man. I mean, one ever could get the one ever attack home. A honey ever could not. You could be him against Hurricane. Now, one who champions to be my queen of Sumumpo. And you know the one ye bedina. Into 3 points is secured. Near hope to say.
Can we just draw B?
None share of person force was being crying. But other groups, no, and Koyema others and said, you really a check it
best third place team. Ghana be another room, baby.
Say, I say, I can. Countries no about World Cup in you say, I'm betting you at least on what team cracker can come. It is easy to mention their first level.
Yeah.
But ye, Kwame, send me to help Panama. I'm players on Bebo. But ye, oh, dear. I be on, so let's hope for the best.
And the that say, Biggie,
boss, yeah, just a boys in the bomb home day. Now, on my points in the Diamaya, and only if you share free home because the name of you on my the performer, Blackstars team, as I said earlier, you've been shedding him. Oh, and to know, yeah, but Panama dear said, yeah, canon, Panama dear. At least Panama dear. A book come with the away then you need that so in
England.
Every match a tournament and a bad day. Which we are, you gain the confidence at least to play the rest of the games.
Yeah.
But who is so the weakest, no? Who lose against or no, who draw against or no. Where do you pick the confidence to play against Croatia and England? That's what the problem is.
What 1 point to be a home?
When you be now 3 bits me the wako. Now the patapano. No, I heard the ABC. It's in your bumpire tower much. Now I heard you remember the my. The Mamincha Master Kwame.
Master Kwame.
Yes, Angelo to Sosu.
Oh,
I was quiet.
Okay, that's Master Kwame. I say, Andy, me that say.